Hi everyone, I am Angela Cruz with Smokey Designs, and today we are talking about white flex. So let's dive right in and talk about what is flex used for in general. Why would I choose white flex over one of the other options? And I have some examples that I've cut so that you can see what this does. So white flex is a great option. It works with CO2 lasers as well as diodes, but it's an especially great option for you diode customers who cannot cut white acrylic. This white flex gives you the option to not only cut something with a white core, but you can engrave it as I have here. So this is just a solid pink that I engraved. You can see I engraved a little unicorn on here for like a little girl's bookmark. It's very popular. Any of the flex products really popular for the bookmarks, but the white flex will engrave white, and it is diode friendly. So that is the big, that's the big punchline for the white flex, but it does have some other applications as well. So let me just show you some example patterns. You can see here that very vibrant on this white flex, and white flex is available one-sided and two-sided. So you can see here, this is a one-sided option, which means that the back is just going to be raw white flex, which, by the way, we do sell just the plain white flex on the website. You can find that in the veneer section. This is really popular for stencils because it has a little bit of meat to it. It's got a good feel and it works really well for stencils. So that's your plain white flex. Here's one-sided. We also offer all of these full coverage patterns two-sided as well. So it'll just be white only when you engrave. If you're at home and you're like, I've got some flex here, I think I've ordered some white flex, I think I've ordered some clear, I don't actually know what I have here, let me give you a little tip. Especially those of you who came to Smokefest and grabbed a bunch of stuff. I've gotten a lot of email inquiries of like, I have no idea what I got, can you help me here? So let me give you a pro tip. If your sheet has a glossy side, so you can see here, let me get the ring light to reflect on it. If your sheet has a glossy side, and the other side is matte, that is the clear flex. If your sheet is matte on both sides, you can see it's just that matte effect, that is the white flex, and it will engrave white. If you are planning on doing any engraving on your flex products, go with that white flex. The clear flex doesn't really engrave, it doesn't engrave well for anything like that. So you're gonna wanna go with the white flex. So that's just a little aside. They can be used pretty interchangeably, the full coverage clear flex and the white flex, even if you aren't planning on engraving. Some people just like to have a double matte side, so they will choose the white flex instead of the clear flex. It doesn't really matter which one you choose if you aren't planning on engraving. It's really just a personal, do I want both sides matte or do I want one gloss, one matte? So that's when you would choose between the two. But if you are engraving, you certainly want to choose this white flex. And you can see all of these beautiful, vibrant patterns that will engrave white for you, especially with your diode, which is a great, great option. What can you do with this? Obviously, the bookmarks are very, very popular on the white flex. You can customize them. You can put children's names on them. This would be a great option for like a gift tag. White flex is also, hot take, controversial take, but Casey and I will die on this hill. It's the best material we have for bag tags and keychains. It's the most durable material we have. In fact, if you search on our Facebook group, Casey made himself a keychain that he actually put a rivet in here, like a leather rivet. He put a rivet in here, put it on his key ring, and he's been carrying that thing in his pocket for over a year now, and it is held up fantastic compared to, you'll see the acrylic keychains, they'll get banged, the acrylic itself will chip, things like that. But this is actually the best bag tag keychain material. It's very thin, but it does not get damaged easily at all. Hot take, but we will stand by that one. It's also great for adding look. Any of the flex products are great for adding a look without weight. So if you're gonna do a layered ornament or something of that nature, obviously this one doesn't line up perfectly, but it's a great option. You can see I engraved Santa and his reindeer in the sky, but if you had an ornament, you could overlay this and you could see Santa poking through in the back. So if you had like a little village down underneath, you could have something like that. So layered ornaments, anything layered like that, your bookmarks, your keychains, your bag tags. We're getting a lot of bag tag requests, and we always point you to the white flex. In addition to these full coverage patterns with the white engraving, you can also order any of our scattered patterns on the white flex core as well. So you can see here that the scattered patterns, remember, they have breaks where you can see the raw core. This white is actually not a true matte white because it is actually just the surface. It is this plain white flex here with the scattered pattern overlaid, and that gives it some texture. We have a few customers now, and this makes us, we love this. They work with special needs at a special needs school or with a special needs organization, and this contrast in the feel, this little bit of texture that the scattered patterns on the white flex gives are fantastic for calming strips for the students. And we've got several customers that they purchase these sheets, cut them out, and then the students can sit there and feel them and calm themselves with that. So you will feel that contrast with the scattered patterns on the white flex. And you can see all of our scattered patterns have this option. Just keep in mind, make sure you're watching. If your pattern has white in it, it's not going to have contrast against the background. So especially with those state patterns, make sure you're checking. If there's a part of that pattern that's white, it's going to be white on that white background, and it is going to get lost in that. So the more colorful patterns do the best in the scattered. But for the full coverage, it doesn't matter. They all look good on it. So that's really the general gist of the white flex. It's a really versatile product, and it really expands your options if you do have a diode. But don't feel limited. If you have a CO2, it's great for that as well. Great for anything layered, and I love the bookmarks and the bag tags, things like that. So if you've made something with the white flex, please let us know. And I can't wait to see what else you're making. Thank you all so much for watching.